delighted to be here on this very special day.
Oh,
I am again delighted to be here on this very special day for my two very good acquaintances, Rajal and Marc. And what a lovely wedding it is. Congratulations, may it be the first of many. Now, Marc and I met a few times actually, and on each of those occasions we've had many interesting discussions ranging on all sorts of topics, from the weather to, well, mainly just the weather, but I've been to his home 4 times and now I've washed his feet, so I think it's fair to say that of all the people I know, Marc is without doubt one of them. I'm kidding, of course. I know Marc very well, and that's why he asked me to speak here today, because when he told me that I should be the best man and give a speech, I was very nervous. I'm still nervous because I'm not very good with the emotional stuff, the sentimental speeches and all the bride's very beautiful, the groom, top lad, all that stuff. I'm just not good with it. So I went to him for guidance. I said, so Marc, what should I say? And he said, look, I don't care what you say. All I really care about is that the people there know that this is my best buddy, and he knows me best. And so I said, thank you. And what about Rajal? What should I say about Rajal? And he said, who? So, if I'm the one who knows him best, I guess that it's my job here to try and sort of give you a picture of Marc, of who Marc really is, his essence, especially to those of you who might not know him that well, but to whom Marc from today on is family. You deserve the truth. So, how do you sum up a person? I guess the best I can do is tell you who Marc is to me. Yeah, okay, so this needs to be this close, but I can hear my own echo. This is unacceptable. So, try and sum up who he is. And hope that the qualities that make him such a good friend to me are also the ones that make him a good husband and a partner to Rajal. So what are his? Yeah, we will. Probably not, right? Marc has many good qualities. He is hardworking, he is ambitious, he is curious, he is passionate, and he is very intelligent, he tells me. But really, what I feel sums him up to me, or maybe doesn't quite sum him up, but gets closer to his essence, is that he genuinely cares about the emotional well-being of the people around him, not just his close friends, but whoever he interacts with. If you've ever spoken to Marc, if you've ever had any kind of interaction with him, whether it was over a casual drink or a job interview even, you know that in that moment, he is always present, he is always fully engaged, and he's interested in you, who you are, what you are interested in, what matters to you, and how he can help you. Which I'm sure makes him a great business consultant. It certainly makes him one of the most supportive friends that I could ever have wished for. In all my hardest moments, Marc has always been there. When I was struggling together with him in a career that I found very unfulfilling, Marc was there. Whenever I was heartbroken after a breakup, Marc was there. When I lost my father, Marc was there. And when, more recently, I lost my mother, Marc was also there. Which makes me realize that whenever Marc's there, something truly terrible happens. So I'm quite grateful that he's now got me to take care of Rajal, because I've only got so many relatives left. So, but even his caring nature doesn't really sum up Marc. It's not his essence, it's just a facet of this very weird and complicated creature. I think really, if we want to get to the essence of Marc, you're closer if you start thinking about his sense of humor. And I think that's probably where our bond lies, the fact that we find more or less the same things funny. So, if you want to get a sense of who Marc is, we need to talk about exactly what it is that Marc finds funny. Everything. Marc finds everything funny. He finds funny things funny, he finds sad things funny, he finds horrific things funny, he finds weird things funny, he finds serious occasions very funny. He finds this wedding funny. He definitely finds this wedding funny. Very true. He's fundamentally, and you know this, Rajal, especially whenever you guys have, as you have had arguments, you know that fundamentally, he's doesn't really take anything 100% seriously. And this is a quality that I feel that sometimes he's hesitant to share, because particularly in our professional environments which we were used to, and you still are used to, there's sometimes this common misconception that if you don't treat serious things with absolute seriousness, it means you're not a serious person. And this is not the case. Marc is a very serious person, and he does take things seriously. But at the same time, he's a bigger picture kind of person. So he's someone who understands that while our work, our passions, our lives are all very meaningful to us, at the same time, we are just very small beings in a very large universe, and we're only here for a very short time. And we should never forget that, because if we do, if we start taking ourselves too seriously, then we lose sight of the things that really matter. And so Marc's humor consists in reminding himself and those around him of this, of the fact that life is serious, but it's also kind of ridiculous. And the times he most likes to remind himself and others of this is on serious occasions, like this one. So, if I know Marc at all, I know that he would find it hilarious if I gave this whole speech to someone who barely knew him. Or even better, if I made up a completely fictional bio, for the sake of those of you who don't really know him that well. We would have gotten away with it. I was actually thinking of doing this. I was going to come here and say, Marc and I met at a far right-wing rally where we bonded over our shared passion for Brexit and traditional British values like tea and curry. And so I was excited about this. There were problems with it, of course. Anyone who knows Marc knows that he could never be a British nationalist. He's just too French. But I was excited, so I went to him and I said, this is what I'm going to do. I think this could be our solution. And he said, yeah, that's funny, but also please maybe definitely don't do that. And I said, well, why not? And he said, well, because I see the humor in it and everything. And if it were just me, I'd find it hilarious. But dude, you're making me a Nazi at an Indian wedding. And I said, fine, okay. No bullshit, I'll just say the truth, I'll be honest. And he said, no, actually, I kind of like the Nazi. Let's go with that. Now, the thing about Marc, fundamentally, he's someone who really understands the difference between what truly matters and what is background noise. And this is really the essence of Marc. And this is kind of the final quality which defines him. Because the truth about Marc isn't that we met at a Nazi rally, but a place far worse, BPP Law School. Now let me just briefly set the scene for those of you who weren't there, and some of you were. BPP Law School is a place where some of London's elite law firms would cram us all in, all of us future lawyers at those firms. And most of us coming from the best universities, the best grades, some of us from the wealthiest families and all that, you get the picture. And all of us told by our firms, you are special. So what that makes for is an environment where you've got about 500 very entitled little kids fresh out of college, like they know everything. The universe has no mysteries to us. All told that we are very important. And this is something we carried on into our career, especially the early years. You would bump into any of your friends in the law firm and say, hey, how you doing? And the answer would always be the same. Oh, busy, so busy. And the lawyers in this room know the truth, that the honest answer would have been, I'm busy photocopying. But the message was always, I'm busy being very important. That was all of us. We were busy being important. And I think the legal career is kind of a procedure of just slowly realizing how unimportant what you're doing is. But Marc understood this before any of us. He was the first of us to understand it and to really recognize it, because this is his quality. He understands the difference between the things we just attribute importance to and what is really important. He understands what matters, what is essential to any situation, in a relationship, in a legal document, in a business, in a wine. He can tell you why that wine is exactly the way it is and what makes it special and how it could be better. He recognizes what matters. And this is his greatest quality. And sometimes he is drawn to situations where he can sense that there's a discrepancy between the actual importance it's being spoken of. And he manifests that understanding in the most unorthodox ways, because this is how I really got to know Marc. Back at BPP, we would sit at the back of the lecture while the lecturer was going on about some ultimately banal points, but he was presenting it as though he was saying some deep, profound truth about the universe. And in those moments, Marc would like to punctuate the lecturer's sentence with a fart sound. Yeah, he would make a fart sound. And for years, we've been doing this. Whenever Marc detects some kind of discrepancy, some moment where something or someone risks being taken just a bit too seriously, I'll look over at him, and we'll both start smiling, and I'll know that in his head, he is making a fart sound. That's what Marc is. Now, some of you may think that this is silly, this is childish, it's just vulgar, and it is all those things, but it's not just that. It's something more. The ancient Romans, they had a custom. It was called the triumph. When a general won a particularly decisive victory, he would lead a procession into the city of Rome on a chariot in front of all his troops. And in this procession, there was a huge celebration. He'd have all the riches and all the captives that he had conquered from the enemy. It was the highest honor any Roman could ever achieve. It was something that happened to very few people and only once in their lifetime. And in that procession, on the chariot with the general, there was one man right behind him, a slave, whispering in his ear, "Remember, you are just a mortal." Now, the message is clear, that in that moment, the moment of highest exaltation, the moment of greatest glory of the general, the moment in which he might forget himself and start thinking of himself as something more than human, something akin to a god maybe, that was the moment he needed to be reminded that he was just a human. And that's who Marc is to me. Someone who, no matter how well things go, no matter how bad things get, is always there to ground me and to remind me to not take myself or what's happening too seriously. And over the years, I've had a lot of comfort from that, and I thank him for that. And I don't know if that is something that will make him a good husband, but I like to think that in all the difficulties that you will face, as every couple does, as every family does, because that is life, that you will be able to bring to Rajal a sense of perspective, a sense of levity, and a sense of fun, so that you can face all the challenges you will together as a family. So now you are here, getting married, something I thought I'd never see. And I know that the qualities that make you a best friend to me are also the ones that have made you and will continue to make you a best friend to Rajal for the rest of your lives. So, I hope you will all raise a glass with me to Rajal and Marc. We love you, we are happy for you, and we are proud of you, and we wish you a long and happy life together. And to you, Marc, from me, from your friends, from your family, from your grandmother, who right now, I believe, is watching down on you with her own bottle of Petit Boule as we speak, and from everyone in this room with their glasses raised from the bottom of our hearts.
Rajal, ladies and gentlemen,